Hello and welcome to the Great Pod Sessions here at the Great Room. My name is Vic and it is Sunday, March 2nd, 2025, and we are here with Lavish Youth. They're going to be playing some songs and I'm going to sit down with them and get to know them a little bit more. So tune in and let's have a good show.
You're my bad luck charm, just another broken mirror. And I've been under every ladder that I can find. Like a hammer to the head, I'll spring a leak in this tattoo shop, using bleach to clean the blood up off the floor. And I'll say my knees are giving out, side effects of growing older. And I regret the two-story drop that I took at 16. Remember when I was a stalker? Cause I took too much, I can't catch my breath. I don't wear all this supposed to be over. You're stuck doing not charging day, barely breathing in a hospital, and I'm out of state, having trouble sleeping. So do you think of me when you look in the mirror? Do you think of me when I look in the mirror? Do I look like you? The rub is in my stomach and I'm not sure if I'll make it home. I don't know where, but I feel like running. Cause anywhere is better than being alone. It's better than being alone. When you see my photograph, do I look like you? See my photograph, does it remind you of breaking in, waking up to a crash door, baseball games and playing catch in the backyard? 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go! Your blocks are giving out, side effects of growing older. Do you regret those packs of cigarettes that you smoked? You sold the family house and bought a trailer on the coast. I guess you don't need much more than a breath of fresh air and a place to talk. Do you think of me when you look in the mirror? And do you think of me when I look in the mirror? Do I look like you? 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 I think I look like you!
Welcome back to the Great Pod Sessions here at the Great Room. Today we're hanging out with Lavish Youth. Thanks for coming in, guys.
Hi.
So to start off, I usually have you guys just introduce yourselves and what you play in the band, so go ahead. However order you guys want to do it.
I'm Sam. I play bass.
I'm Connor. I play drums.
Micah, I play lead guitar.
My name's Jay. I play the electric triangle. I play electric guitar.
That's a lie. I've never seen a triangle in this band. So, I wanted to ask, like, what got you guys, and this is a personal question, you guys can each go around and answer. What was, like, your influence on starting to play music? Was it, like, a family member, friends, just bands you listened to? Like, what was something that made you want to pick up your instrument and start playing?
I started playing bass because I was really good at bass in Rock Band. That's not even a joke.
Dude, Rock Band is the reason I got like decent at drums, because it's like it lines it up the best that it can.
Yeah,
so.
like it's half that I was really good at bass and Rock Band, and half that like when I asked to play guitar for the jazz band at high school, the band director was like, no, but you can play upright bass. And I was like, okay.
Dude,
so
upright bass is
she was like, you got to do that now. So here I
That's
am.
cool. What else? Anybody else?
I started playing when I was 5, so but I started on piano, and like when I was in 8th grade, I just had this idea that I needed to play the drums.
And here you are.
Yeah, and then fast forward, yeah, here I am. So it's been about 15 years
That's cool. Dude.
doing that. Yeah.
That's cool.
When I was 9, I think around when I was 9, Fergie released The Duchess.
I remember talking to you about that. Go ahead, you were saying?
Yeah, and that kind of just showed me how music can like tell a personal story, and
Yeah,
like you can
definitely.
experiment a lot with music. I did have some family members and friends that I would see them play music, and I think I was like really inspired to try to create art, seeing them play and then hearing The Duchess by Fergie.
There you go. Fergie. What about you, Jay?
Well, I started playing guitar at 6, and I like wrote my first song at 11, and just I don't know, there was always just some drive. I remember being like 6 years old, first grade, and being like all my friends like, I want to start a band, and
Like,
they
there
were
was
like,
always
I'll
that.
play the drums, and we all sucked, but it was cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
everybody sucks when they start, right? You're
Yeah.
not supposed to be good right away.
Yeah, that's the fun part though.
Yeah.
It's like figuring out how to not suck.
Exactly. Yeah, and then finding people to not suck together.
Yeah.
And then, never mind, I can't say that.
But then so how long did the band form, and like how did you guys form? Like how did it all come together?
Well, circa 2017, I started working at Guitar Center as an instructor. And fast forward a while, I'm like, I want to start like a project. Like I've always been a part of other bands, but like wanted something that like I was writing for. And Connor got hired on as a drum instructor, and I was also a drum instructor. So my ego was like, no, I want the students. But then I found out that he's like one of my best friends, so we're cool. And then he joined the band, and then Sam joined the band. We've had a couple of other lead guitarists since then. We formed like solidly around 2019 and started writing. And then Micah, when did you join?
Well, I used to bully you in grade school all the time, and I remember you confronted me about that.
I bullied you.
We bullied each other,
Yeah.
I guess.
So you guys have known each other that long?
Yeah, we've been like friends forever.
That's
It's
cool.
crazy.
Yeah, we met initially in middle school, and we're always jamming together and playing music together, and friends. And I moved back to Fresno after high school,
Gotcha.
and we reconnected, and I ended up joining the band in 2021.
Oh, that's
Around that
right.
time.
Yeah, because I was like, Connor fucking had to like sub out of a show, and so Micah was our substitute.
It was
and
pretty early.
Yeah,
It was like our second show.
It was our second show
yeah.
ever. I
No, it was
think.
our first show.
Was I not
It
even
was
there for
literally
the
our
first show?
first show.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
So
Yeah.
in for the first show.
yeah, subbed in for the first
He
show.
subbed
It's good. There's no
on drums.
expectations at that point. No
Yeah,
one
literally,
knows,
it's the first show.
so it's all
Everybody's
good.
hearing it
Yeah.
for the first time. So, what were influences that maybe you guys shared together, which was like why you wanted to form the band? Like I know you talked about like what got you into music, but like what were maybe some influences you guys shared that's like, hey, let's start a band, and like what was influences behind?
Well, Jay and I connected
Early stuff.
over like similar music tastes.
The story so far.
I was about to say, name a
Story
few,
So
like-
Far, The
Oh,
Wonder
yes.
Years,
Oh,
Microwave Hot Mulligan.
Great bands.
Um,
Great bands.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a good era.
And then Connor and I like bonded over the story so far a lot, and
So
like
Yeah.
definitely story. So
when I practically lived at his
Definitely
house when I
Story
was
So Far.
homeless, we were just fucking experimenting and listening to a lot of music, and he showed me a bunch of cool bands from like weird countries.
That's I mean, there's always those influences that bring bands together. But yeah,
Yeah.
story so far, shout outs. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
you can tell I like So yeah, tune in. Lavish Youth's gonna be playing some more songs, and then I'm gonna sit down with them and keep asking them some questions. So yeah, let's go.
I don't share your fate. Sometimes I wish I did. Maybe then I wouldn't be a shitty friend, and I'm sure you're disappointed because my drinking's become annoying. You found me passed out on the bathroom floor, boxer shorts and a handful of broken glass.
Welcome back to the Great Pod Sessions. We are here today with Lavish Youth. They've been playing some songs, and I got some more questions to ask them. So I'd like to dive a little bit more deeper into the band. So I'm just curious, like, what was the meaning behind the name Lavish Youth? And it doesn't need to be a great, like, I'm just kind of curious where the name came from. Even if it's just simple, where you're like, oh, Lavish Youth.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a good question though.
So I don't know. I was like, I had a couple solo projects before this, and I was like still drinking a lot, and I was just like laying in bed very drunk and thinking of band names, and I was like Lavish Youth, and I was like, oh, that's actually, that kind of sticks in my brain now. And so I made an Instagram account just to like secure the name, and then boom, now we're Lavish Youth. But after like exploring and like having a lot of experiences and figuring out what this band is supposed to be, like what it's becoming, it's really about just like kind of growing, right? So like understanding like your youth and like coming out of it and becoming like who you're supposed to be, and like growing and becoming a better person.
Yeah, because that kind of goes, the next question I was going to ask was like, when you guys formed the band, what was the goal? Like, obviously we all want to make it, whatever make it means, but like, what was really the goal? Was it just to play shows? Was it to have fun? Was it, you know what I mean, to go as professional as you can? Like, what was really the route when you came together?
I think the goal when we first came together was just to successfully take the songs that Jay had written and like bring them to life as a band together.
You're definitely doing that. So.
Yeah, like I mean, and that's like step one for
Yeah, of course.
anybody.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, I mean, that's the spark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For myself, it was like being able to connect with people, and because of like how powerfully music has changed and affected my life for the better, and effectively stopped me from making very, very bad decisions.
That's good.
Being able to connect with anybody on that level and like share an emotional connection through song, and like have them be able to interpret it however they need to.
Yeah.
It's also been really important for me. But yeah, like Sam was saying, like bringing it to life was the first step, and like one of the main goals. I remember like within the first week of us all practicing, I was like, I want to tour so fucking bad, and then we did.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Well, it's good to set the goals, and then once you achieve it, you're like, hey, look, we're doing it.
Yeah, we got to a point where we were like, these songs are really solid. Like, they all sound so clean. We're really proud of ourselves. Like, let's try to do a tour. We managed to do that in 2023.
Well, that's sick. I think I saw you, the first time I saw you guys was at Tioga. It was like Tioga, but it was a few years back. But you guys were like at the end of a tour or something. It might have been like the last show.
Yeah, so we
Tioga Sequoia
we
show.
Yeah,
Tioga.
that was the first time I saw you guys. I was like,
That was a good-
another
It was
like
so
pop punk band
fun.
around here.
That was a good show, man.
That was a crazy
Who did we
show.
bring with us for that one? We
sure.
brought like an out-of-town band.
It was Like Roses and
Oh,
Diva
yeah.
Bleach. I'm pretty sure played with
Yeah.
us.
Diva
That was
Bleach
that
was
was for my
so
birthday.
good.
That wasn't the tour day.
I couldn't
really?
think of the other
The
bands.
end of
I just
the
remember
tour
you guys
was
specifically.
Shop Dog, Judah, and
Oh, that's that one.
Sinking Season, I think. Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. I think I remember Sinking Season.
Right.
Yeah, that was a good show. So to dive in, obviously you guys talked about bringing songs to life. The most recent song you released was the Dead Dog's Old Friend. So I was just curious, like, what was the meaning behind that song? Just to narrow down onto one song. What was the meaning behind that? Because it's a great song, by the way.
So,
Thank you.
I think it actually is a good representation of the project in like, in the sense of like, the name Lavish Youth, for example. What I think of is what I've interpreted from it is like celebrating life, and I think Dead Dogs, Old Friends is kind of about survival and like recovery from addiction.
Gotcha.
Or I guess like, you know, mourning the loss of those who didn't survive. You know, it's a really complicated thing to like either be an addict or be a loved one trying to like be supportive of an addict.
Definitely.
So it's kind of like a, I guess a love letter and a letter in mourning to people we've lost and people who are still here.
Well, yeah, that's pretty sick. I always like to ask bands. I mean, I can sit here and ask about all the songs, but obviously, since it's your most recent song, good to deep dive into that one. But yeah, stick around. They'll be playing some more songs, and I'm gonna sit down and talk to them again. So stick around.
I need some kind of lobotomy. I dug deeper than rock bottom just to search for a part of me that never gave a fuck about your dumb fucking party. And I know I'm bound for hell when you meet me there. Don't bother me! Don't bother me! don't bother me. You're gonna remember me when you're wrapped up in his arms, and you're gonna think of me anytime you get in your car, because you felt like home, and I lost my keys, and you won't come to the door. That's alright with me. That's alright with me. When you look at the burn mark I left on your passenger seat, these bottles, rockets, and whiskey never mixed too well with me, because you felt like home, and I lost my keys, and you won't come to the door. That's alright with me. That's alright with me. I never thought goodbyes could be so fucking hard. I never thought goodbyes could be so hard. So I say I'll see you later instead. Because you felt like home, and I lost my keys, and you won't come to the door. That's alright with me. That's alright with me. You're gonna remember me when you're wrapped up in his arms, and you're gonna think of me anytime you get in your car. When you look at the burn mark I left on your passenger.
Welcome back to the Great Pod Sessions. We've been hanging out with Lavish Youth today. They've been playing some songs, and I got some more stuff to ask them. So I know that I asked you specifically about the meaning of Dead Dog's Old Friends. So I know that's the most recent thing you've released. So do you have anything else coming up, or some future plans you want to at least say some stuff?
Do
now?
some promo.
Yeah, or some stuff.
Well, Dead Dog's Old Friends is a part of a 12-song album that we've been working on. We've been recording it and like tracking it and working on like the process for about a year, but we've been writing it since 2020. So it's like it's been a long labor of love and a lot of like, contention and like resolution among the band itself to like make sure that it's the best possible project that we could put out. And it's just something that we're all putting a lot of like care into. That's been really important, and like we're trying our best not to feel like we have to have a deadline, because like we don't want to rush the art, but also we want to give the people what they want.
Yeah, no, I get you. I mean, you want all that work to pay off. I mean, if you've been writing these songs and it's been a process for years and years, it's like once the final product's out, you want it to represent like all that work that went into there.
But you can overbake a cake.
Yeah, no, that is true. And then, I mean, deadlines are always a good thing, because if you don't always set a deadline, then, you know what I mean, you keep pushing it off and pushing it off. I can get stuck doing the same thing where it's like, I want to release something, but it's like, I never picked the time to do it, and you're like, I have it ready, but it's like,
yeah.
Sometimes take that step.
I'd have to say, like, off of the album, like, the one of the songs that we played today was called Trash Panda, and it's pretty indicative like the direction of the band,
Gotcha.
I guess, as a whole, and like the message that we're trying to convey is like, because this album is called Detritus, and it works a lot with like themes of like waste and wasted time, and so what we've addressed in it is like the bad behaviors or like the things that like have held you down, like your baggage, your weight, and like learning how to like cope essentially, and deal with it in a healthy way. And the last song on the album is Trash Panda, and it's about being like willing to do the work, and like maybe it'll get better, and like understanding like your friends are there for you, but you also have to do the work.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, nobody around you is going to fix it for you if you don't fix it yourself. Or at least try to fix it yourself. It's not going to go anywhere. So another thing I want to ask you guys is like, what is one thing, and you could each maybe go around and answer this, like, what is one thing that makes you like want to keep on doing this? Whether it's music or whether it's the band in general, like, what is that one thing that just keeps you going in related to the band and music?
I think Jay just writes really good songs.
You're like, these are good songs. I want to play.
Yeah. So, I mean, as long as he keeps writing songs that I want to play, I'm just gonna keep
Yeah.
playing.
I'm here for it.
So he lets I think he lets everyone in the band have like a decent amount of input as well with like what they want to do with their part.
That's
And but we all it's a nice relationship because we realize that it's his work, so we want to do that justice, but he also gives us enough room to do it the way that we want it.
Yeah, it makes you feel comfortable in your own spot because it's not like you're just filling a spot. It's like, hey, I have a song for you, but like if you have some cool ideas to throw to it, he's not like, no, unless maybe there's a specific idea. But like,
I can attest to the fact that I am a poopy pants, and I will be like, I don't want to try this idea, but I love you, so
But
go
if you-
for it.
And we've frequently tried the ideas and been like, that's so much better.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
no, you know
Or,
what, that was
yeah.
ass.
But
So-
it's good that it's
That's not
open
bad,
enough to
yeah.
where you can do it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because that allows you all to. Because obviously, if he's writing the songs, it lets you all have your input as well, and then it makes it feel like it's more of a group project rather
Yeah.
than just one. But then I understand if you're the one writing it and you have a vision of how it is. You know what I mean? It's like this is how I hear it. Maybe you hear the other way, and then everybody comes together and says, you know what? Maybe that didn't work. But everybody's still happy, right? That you got to at least
And I
try
think
out that part.
What
Yeah.
keeps me going in this band too is that he comes to us with such fully formed ideas, and he's so generous in giving all of his little ideas to us and letting us. We don't necessarily like tear them apart, but we start to build on it.
Well, yeah.
And I'm really here for that creation aspect because I like that the song is already out there for us to sort of pick up, but it's also ours to like change and do with.
Yeah, make it your own. Because I mean, you
Exactly.
chose to form a
Yeah.
band. So
Yeah.
if you're really in a band, everybody's gonna have their input.
He brings us
Yeah.
a big
That-
idea, and we get to make it our own.
And
That's awesome.
I would say that's part of why this album has taken so much time is because like it is a process of like trial by committee. Like
Yeah, I
we
get
go through
you.
each song and like we practice it until everyone feels comfortable with it, and then we start changing things. And it's been a long process, but like I think the work is paying off. Mike, I think you were gonna say something, right?
Oh yeah, just another thing I was gonna say is that I think Jane knows that we believe in the art, and we believe in the art
That's a huge
enough to like not really fight for any particular idea in like an egotistical way.
Yeah.
But in a way because we know that it's contributing to the greater sense of the art.
Exactly.
And especially with an album like this, where, like for me personally, an album about lessons learned from wasted time and growing, like this is a powerful concept that we want to realize to the best of what it can be and contribute to refine it to what we know it can be. So I think that is a really nice dynamic between all of us, knowing that we share a collective vision and have different perspectives on how to realize that vision.
Well, because at the end of the day, it's all about what's best for the song. You know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
and sometimes you have to drop egos and know, like, you might want to shred at this part or this crazy at this part, but maybe it doesn't fit the song as well. Because at the end of the day, all that really matters is how good the art is at the end of the day, and everybody has their part in it.
Even like I've had to like drop ego and like let go of parts. Like we've had our share of arguments and like
Yeah,
stuff
of
about
course.
stuff, and like I get hot headed, but I remember like with Lobotomy, for example, like that song started out completely differently, and I was holding on to it. I was like, I love this vocal run, I want to do it, and like they were all like, no. And I was like,
There
okay.
are maybe better things we could do.
Yeah, I was like,
Or
okay,
other
for sure.
things.
And then like it starts off, and it's honestly, I feel like it's one of the strongest songs on the album because we, worked together on it, and I let go of my preconceived notion of what I thought it was supposed to be.
Exactly, because it's what's best for the song. But yeah, I appreciate you guys coming in. It was great to talk to you. So I mean, go ahead and leave everybody with what you want to leave with, and then play us a final couple songs. So whatever you guys want to say, you can even say it into the camera if you want, but it's up to you guys.
You're beautiful. Give me your mom's number. Detritus will hopefully be out by the end of summer. You can follow us and find us everywhere under Lavish Youth, every streaming platform. Our Instagram is where you will find us most active. It's lavish.youth, and we're from Fresno, California. So book us for shows and have fun.
Stay tuned for some banger singles coming up too.
Bangers. Well, thanks for hanging out, guys. It was great to talk to you guys.
Thanks, Vic.
Love
Appreciate
you, Vic.
you.
Bye.
Thank you, Vic.
Love you guys.
get better. Maybe I'll stop pushing everyone away from me, 'cause I'm afraid they'll be the ones to leave. Maybe it'll get better. Maybe I'll stop pushing everyone away from me, 'cause I'm afraid they'll be the ones to leave.